Good afternoon and welcome to Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thornton Academy. I'm Zach Tarenko here with Cole Purvis, Jeff Christenberry, and Troy Bodluck on TATV, bringing you some girls soccer playoffs here between the home team, the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans, who are ranked number 6, against the 11th seed Noble Knights in a kind of sunny, almost cold, kind of cold as well afternoon game here. It is a preliminary round matchup game. TA unfortunately couldn't reach that 5 or 4 spot to get that bye, so they have to play here at home. But it looks like it'll be a good game on hand. Cole, coming into this game, TA did not play Noble in the regular season, so really nothing to know about each team and how they might play. Only the things you can look at is the score sheets and maybe even some film. What do you think might happen between the two teams in this game?
Well, first off, it's awesome to get the playoffs rolling here at TA. First playoff game that we've live streamed all year. And girls soccer team has a great team this year. They have a lot of great goal scorers, and they might win this game, but after this they'll have a gauntlet to go through, as Class A South is pretty top heavy and they're going to have to go through some big teams. So this will a big run, but you can't look ahead to those games. You got to take care of Noble and take care of business today. And they get some key players back today. Sarah Ridge sat out the last game. We don't know what that was for, probably just getting rest before the playoffs, as well as Quincy Tebow. So they'll get 2 big goal scorers back and should hopefully score some goals today.
Looking at the playoff standings, so number 1 through 5 gets a bye. Excuse me, 1 through 4 gets a bye. That is Scarborough, Gorham, Wyndham, and Marshwood. Chever's playing the number 12 seed Kennebunk. As we just said, Thornton Academy playing the number 11 seed Noble. The Falmouth Navigators playing against the Bonnie Eagle Scots at 7 versus 10. And then the 8 versus 9 matchup is Sanford versus Portland. You said, Cole, some really big goal scorers coming back. Sarah Rich as well. Quincy Tebow is a question mark. Looks like she's not suited up to play, so may not get any minutes here. But looking at TA, moved up to 7th to 6th place with that 2-0 win on senior night over Portland. They're averaging 2.8 goals per game. Looking at the playoffs, this is the way the playoffs will work right now. So Wyndham, who is ranked at 3rd right now, if TA were to win this game, they would go play Wyndham. And then Gorham will play the winner of Falmouth and Bonnie Eagle for the south side. TA lost to Wyndham this year. Another side, Noble. They've had a tough season, multiple losses in a row. The last section was 3 losses before a 11-0 win over Massabesic in their last game of the year. Some of their key players are Natalie Rothwell, Ava Lyons, and Molly Mason. Before we get going this game, we want to thank some of our sponsors here on TATV, who have sponsored all of our fall sports as well as our winter and spring sports. I want to thank Saco and Biddeford Savings, Packwell and Carroll Insurance, and the Webb Family Law Firm, who hosts our pregame, halftime, and postgame show.
We had senior night the other night for the girls soccer team, and both the goals were scored by seniors, which was good to see. They have a lot of young players on this team, but the seniors really contributed to the last game, and they're going to need to lead them throughout the playoffs.
We will now have the national anthem here at Hill Stadium.
During the playing of our national anthem.
that, we'll get this preliminary round playoff game going. Looking at the starting lineups for the Thorn Academy Golden Trojans, as they were set earlier there by our athletic director Gary Stevens. In goal, Ava Lomax. On defense today, you have Ashley Hood, Madison Ayers, Emily Coleman. In the midfield, Kaylee Corvo, as well as Charlotte Belanger and Hadley Starr. Then up top, Elle Jowett and Jessica Dow and Yabasera Rich.
Good thing we actually got the national anthem working this time. Last time the crowd had to sing it, which was a little interesting.
I want to also let you know that our newest episode of Trojan Talk is up on Thorn Academy's YouTube with the video version, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you want to go listen. Cole and I and Josh Pulsifer, who is getting ready for the boys football matchup tonight versus Bonnie Eagle. We all talked a lot about some TA sports, as well as some NFL, NHL, and as always, our Pick the Winners segment.
We had a nice little sports equinox yesterday when all 4 of the major sports were in action at the same time, which means we had a lot to talk about.
TA will start with the ball. 3 referees on hand today, something you don't see very often. I think every game that we've done this year, it's been 2 referees doing the best they can to watch offsides, and as well as just watching the fouls all over the field. But now they have a middle referee as well as 2 linesmen. So we get a little fancier here when we get into the playoffs. TA in the maroon going right to left on your screen. Noble in white going left to right. Glad to say that both teams have nice prominent numbers in the back, so it'll be nice and easy to see from up here in the booth as we get going here. And Charlotte Belanger sends a long cross the far side of the field. Corvo gives it back to Belanger, and Coleman then clears up the field. There goes Corvo. Back into the center for Belanger. Belanger with some speed now over to Hood. Tried the 1-2 pass. This one taken away by Noble. That was number 18, Natalia Rothwell.
And as TA gets going on offense, one thing we saw from them last game is that they like to shoot it from deep. They'll take these deep shots and just try and get lucky on 1 or 2 of them. And they didn't get a lot of them last game, but maybe today is their day to score some long-distance goals.
Here's Hadley Stoddard. Her cross comes in. Dow tries a shot. He got blocked down and taken away quickly there by Lexi Cordy. Corvo fell down. Here goes Noble. That ball bounces off the leg of a defender and it'll roll back into the box so Lomax can pick it up. Lomax had 7 clean sheets this year for the Trojans. Off the leg of one of the Portland midfielders, then kicked out of bounds and be thrown for TA.
And last game, the first couple minutes weren't really a good indication of how the game was going. TA had to play a lot of defense and really just survived the first few minutes. So we'll see if these first 2 minutes are more indicative of how the rest of the game will go here as TA getting some good offensive possessions early.
Rich goes to Dow. Dow was offside. They're going to call her off. Looked like maybe one of the center backs would kept her on, but it'll be offsides and a free kick now at around the 15-yard line.
Dow had a nice goal, the first one of the game last time, so hopefully she can get involved some more here.
Here goes Noble now. Here's Rothwell. Rothwell back into the center for Molly Mason. Mason tries to send one forward, but Layla True intercepted it before he could get to a Noble player. Now Rich stepping into the midfield, taken away quickly. Here's Molly Mason. Rich has it back and tried to give a little heel pass, and now she'll send one that's blocked in the midfield, really back and forth on this possession. Coleman has it. Short pass outside to Hood. Hood did not try to Gonna attempt to block that one down, so a throw in for Noble. Belanger sends that one past both defenders, and now racing back to get it is Adria Otash. Picked up by the keeper. That is Chloe Comtois, a freshman. Jowett gives it off to Stoddard. Stoddard's going to try to put a cross in, and a save there by Chloe Comtois.
Good job, though, just putting pressure on the net, getting the ball in the middle of the field, and hopefully somebody can get a rebound and put one in the net.
Here's Belanger. T a bit on offense most of the first 3.5 minutes or so. No, we're really just trying to clear out of their back. That's what TA does well, is they put pressure on early, even in games they've lost. It just really varies on how TA can settle into a game, which will determine whether or not they can win or lose. Stoddard trying to get it into the middle to Dow. It's cleared away by the defender. That was number 11, Otash. Otash, a junior for the Knights. Again, off of Noble, another throw in for TA. Madison Ayers, a senior, on the far side. That throw goes over the head of Stoddard. Otash trying to find a pass. Stoddard looking for Jowett. A little inconsistent on passes today when looking to get it inside the box. Hood gives it back to Stoddard in the corner. Stoddard trying to step inside the box. Good defense there. This one taken away by Noble, and now a chance for some off. Madison Ayers. Looks like TA's playing a 4-back system today. Some of the games they've tried a 3-back with an extra midfielder. Goal kick for Noble. They're gonna say not sure what the referees are conversing about.
Moving the net forward.
Not sure if the linesman thought it was off the line a little bit. There definitely hasn't been any situation, I think, where it hit the post or something,
Yeah.
and it caused a goal or didn't cause a goal. I think they just are stopping it to fix it right now. The clock did stop when the ref blew the whistle, so well, no need to worry about where that time it may have gone. Unsuccessful header, but getting it back is Lauren Jordan. Coleman now trying to send one back up. Here goes Molly Mason. Mason sends one to Jordan, but she was way offside. And even then, Layla True made up all the distance in between them. TA definitely playing well out of the back so far today.
Yeah, good start defensively for TA, being able to clear everything. Once Noble gets possession, Noble hasn't been even close to the net so far.
Coleman with a nice clear out to Dow. Dow trying to take back control of it. It'll be kicked out of bounds by the Knights, and now a throw in for Hood. Hood trying to send it past Rich. Rich takes a couple steps trying to get into the box. Good defense by Noble, forcing her to the outside. This one taken away by number 16, Cordy. But TA still fighting for here. It'll be another throw in this time. Layla True will take it for the Trojans. True trying to get it into the box. A header by Noble. It'll bounce out of bounds. Lots of throwing so far by the Trojans. Noble using the out of bounds as their safety here when under pressure. Looking for an option. Ball's in the air right now, off the head of Rich.
Nobody's really been able to secure possession, but
Yeah.
TA's right there, so if they can get it, they're pretty close to the net.
Belanger finally gets it. She'll take a long shot. Belanger was just outside the left post.
That's one of those first moonshots from Curry range from Charlotte Belanger that we saw a lot in the last game.
The Warriors, right, Cole? Here comes Noble. A few good passes, but that one's sent to Coleman. Coleman trying to get it away, gives it right up to Noble. Some of these giveaways by TA are things that you just think can't happen in a game or wouldn't be happening in a game versus a team like Wyndham or Scarborough, because when you give that ball up, they're right up there. They're already pressing on the attack, and they'll be getting good shots off. This is something TA is definitely going to want to, even if they are to make it by Noble easily, are going to want to clean up before their next game if they can win today. Jowett now over to Stoddard. Stoddard entering the box, looking for the cross. Blocked by a Noble player and then cleared. This one out to Rothwell. Rothwell was looking up for Jordan. That is Mackenzie Jordan, the older. Short punt. Sent out wide. It'll roll out of bounds. Another throw in for TA. Cole, I got to ask you, I was just thinking about which team, your favorite teams in each sport. Like, you like the Warriors, you like the Patriots, but you like Alabama for college football. How did you become an Alabama fan?
I'm a bandwagon. College football is one of those sports where there's not really a relevant team around here. I guess BC is the closest thing, and I'm a bandwagon. I love Nick Saban because he wins, and I will admit when I'm a bandwagon.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody confidently admit they're a bandwagon.
Well, college football is a little bit different just because we don't live in the South or near like a good Power 5 school.
That's true.
I also feel like it's one of those sports where you can have second and third favorite teams, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Whereas it's a little weird if you have like two favorite NFL teams.
If I was the bandwagon police, I'd give you a pass.
Okay.
Because
thank you.
I get that point is like UMaine and BC are really the only two things around here. Maybe even like UNH, but still not even. Those teams really don't play in bigger conferences. Do you have a favorite team for baseball? Are you Red Sox?
Oh, of course.
Yep.
Big Red Sox fan.
And then I'm trying to think of the other sport. I mean, you don't really follow hockey, but do you like any hockey teams?
The Bruins, of course.
Oh, okay. Jowett's shot is wide of the post. There'll be a goal kick now for Comtois. 29 minutes to go in the first half. 0-0 between number 6 TA and number 11 Noble. If you're just joining us, this is a preliminary round playoff matchup. The winner will go play Wyndham, which will be next Tuesday, as I was told. That'll be at Wyndham. We won't be able to broadcast that game. As we said before, it's our last TATV.
Wyndham is the defending champs, correct?
I think so. So looking back at TA's playoff run last year real quick. We'll see after this play. As Hood gets it to Probst. Belanger. Pressured and then fouled. But looking back to TA's playoffs last year, they handled Biddeford very easily. And in the prelim matchup, and they went to Scarborough and upset them 2-1 with a late goal in the game, and then they lost to Wyndham in the following round to made the state championship. Did they?
Yeah, they did win.
They did win.
They beat Brunswick.
Brunswick, yep. That shot was just wide. It'll be a across now. Believe Contwa got a hand on it. So yeah, Windham, the defending champions. They're in 3rd place this year. They ended up, looking at the record, so they were 2 undefeated teams.
Yeah, Scarborough and Gorham have been in the driver's seat. I believe Windham's only 2 losses were to those teams.
Yep.
So definitely an elite tier in this division, as we talked about last game. TA kind of in the middle of the pack, but they could certainly pull off an upset.
Yeah. The one thing I talked about this before on Trojan Talk, but also on broadcast, is that TA's 4 losses came to the teams ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4: Scarborough, Gorham, Windham, and Marshwood. And some of those games were a little bit closer than others, but still, I mean, they weren't dominated in any of those games, and they definitely, I mean, it's not a bad thing to say that you lost to the teams ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4, when those 4 teams all had 12 or more wins and have had really, really good seasons. So it's just in a matter of, can TA play a really good game and outscore or outdefend one of these teams? And if they can beat Noble here today, they'll have a good test versus Windham, and then assuming they'll probably have to go play someone like Scarborough or Gorham the following week or the following matchup.
It's going to be a gauntlet to have any chance at going to the state championship, and you certainly don't want to look ahead. You want to take care of business here, as this game is scoreless. Speaking of Windham soccer, the boys have a game at Windham today.
That one's at 6 p.m.
Yep.
TA comes in as the 11 seed in that one, and Windham is the 6th there. So the exact opposite of the matchup we have today. Good defense by Layla True, forcing Mackenzie Jordan out wide. Jordan goes down and now a foul called.
Just talking to Coach Carlson yesterday, he just said that they have a good chance. They lost 1-0 against Windham last time. It's just they make that one big mistake sometimes, and that could be your season in the playoffs.
Yeah, I heard from some of the players that goal in that Windham game was scored in the first few minutes, and then the rest of the game, TA was dominant and held possession of the ball, but just couldn't get one in the net.
Which proves that the first couple minutes can be incredibly key in a sport like soccer, where one big mistake, another goal is certainly not guaranteed.
That free kick blocked and sent high in the air by Coleman. This one out now near the 20-yard line. And now here goes Jowett. Jowett with some speed. Jowett trying to go one-on-one and get by the defender. She can't, out of bounds, but it's off of Noble, so a throw-in for Jowett. Another head out of bound by Noble. So it'll be another throw in for TA. This one will be taken by Stoddard. Stoddard's throw. Again out of bounds by Noble. Not afraid to kick it out of bounds today. They definitely have been using the out of bounds play as their kind of way to keep TA from getting into the box. TA's really only had a few chances here, but Noble's done a good job clearing when need be. Good defense there by Ayers, forcing the Noble player off the ball. Coleman now trying to clear it. Gets it to Jowett. And now Hood will retrieve the ball here on the close side of the field, looking for Probst. Belanger takes it back, and now Belanger has some space. Belanger going to switch the field off the outside of the leg of one of the Noble defenders. Probst was running to go get it cleared out of bounds before TA could reach the ball.
Kicked it right at a Noble player, really no maroon jersey in sight, but it took a little bit of a good bounce for TA, but couldn't get anything off of it.
Here's Belanger in the corner off of Noble cleat. First sub going to come in for the Knights after this play. This throw off Noble. And it will be out of bounds this time on the end line, out of bounds. So it will be a corner for the Trojans. TA, setting up at the far end of the box and now going to run in. Looking to get a shot on Stoddard, tried to hit it. Jowett tries to get a hit on the left foot, just wide of the post. TA getting very close to scoring, but cannot seem to put one in the net.
A little pinball action there and couldn't get the left-footed shot to go, which is always tough, and still scoreless here. But no real signs of life offensively for Noble. So TA is going to get their fair share of chances for sure.
Jowett trying to get by Rodriguez in the box, looking for Stoddard. Stoddard has to come back to get it, gives it to Dow. Dow takes one touch, shoots, and it's just wide again. Noble trying to force those shots wide, and they've done a good job of that so far, but inching their way closer to the goal.
Yeah, great couple minutes offensively there, just getting it into the box, and Dow had a couple great chances. Another one here.
That one's bouncing around. It'll be out of bounds. They'll say corner. So another corner for TA. TA playing with a lot more urgency right now than the Noble Knights. Looking for that first goal of the game. 21:15 to go in the first half. There was a short pass instead of across into the box. Belanger's shot had some outside curve on it. Doesn't make its way on net, so it'll be a throw-in. Actually, this will be out of bounds, or a goal kick.
As the higher seed, you definitely want to come in and take command early. Because the longer the game goes on, the more the pressure would shift to TA, because you don't want to get upset here on your home turf.
Out of bounds, another throw-in for the Trojans. I think once TA gets that first goal, maybe go a little more comfortable and feel a little bit better about trying to find good passes and not worrying about having to score. As Dow takes a shot, and a good save there by Comtois. Rolling on the ground, Comtois was able to react. That punt goes right to Belanger. Corvo trying to find a pass. Here's Hood. Hood gives it to Probst. Probst trying to go to Dow. Dow, momentum was pushing her forward, so she couldn't get a good touch on it. Jowett trying to get it to Stoddard on the outside, but Noble's able to clear. This one through two defenders. And now here's Coleman. Coleman just immediately clears the ball up. Right to a Noble player.
Yeah, Coleman and True in the back have been able to restore these possessions for TA when it looks like Noble's reversed the field a little bit. TA just needs to get, sorry to interrupt you, but TA just needs to get a clean strike on one of these shots. They've had some slow rollers that have been easy for the goalie to save. So if they get a clean shot on one of these attempts, they'll definitely score the first goal of the game.
Props, Stoddard, and Ayers check off. On goes back on is Rich, Fournier, Annabelle Fournier, a senior for the first time in this game, and another senior, Renee Gonville, checking on for the Trojans. Here goes Noble looking for that pass, blocked down by Fournier. Sorry, I just coughed into my, I don't know what happened. I think I coughed into my, like my windbreaker, and I blew on it, and it made some, like an air bubble kind of thing. I did not just, that noise, if you're wondering what that noise was.
Happens.
Here goes Noble. Trying to get a good touch on that one was Hannah Perro. This one ends up with Rich. Headed down by Belanger. Then Forney gets a good touch on it. Noble trying to get a good opportunity here on offense. Trying to find a player inside. That was Myers to Verge. It'll Noble throwing. Blocked down by True. Now Fournier trying to clear it out of bounds. This one with Pero. Now Molly Mason. Look at the far side. Good step there by Corvo. Now Mason. Noble trying to move through TA, but as you can see, TA kind of playing in a diamond shape there on defense and converging on whoever has the ball for Noble. TA's defense has done a great job so far in this game.
Yeah, they've had a good approach here so far, not letting Noble get any pressure on the net at all and being able to clear when they get the opportunity.
I'm gonna say off a hand, so it's a good opportunity for the Knights with a free kick. Nice sunny day afternoon here at Hill Stadium. Still, I was down on the field before the game and wasn't super cold.
Yeah, and good start time, so if you want to make it to the football game, you probably can just before kickoff. That game is at 7 o'clock away at Bonnie Eagle.
In Standish, Maine. Bad touch there by Katie Barker, but it was saved by Otash. Gonville almost had a good chance to run onto it. There's a nice ball over the top. This one going to Pero. Pero now with Coleman on defense. Pero, good touch by Coleman. They put it out of bounds, but that one will roll out and be a corner. So the first real opportunity on offense for the Knights today, looking to get one on the board.
Yeah, good denial by Coleman, but TA's been in command this whole first half, but everything could flip if Noble can put one in the net here.
Pero put it in pretty quickly there. Cleared away by Belanger. Now Pero, looking for that pass. Goes inside to Coleman. Nobody there to help out for Noble. And now here goes Gonville.
First real test for Ava Lomax, too, the sophomore goalie who's been very solid this season.
Here goes Gonville. And kicked out of bounds by Barker. Gonville made her way all the way from the sideline of the TA bench till past the window bench before it was cleared out of bounds. This one's going to end up off the foot of a Noble defender. It'll be a corner. So just an on bounce there, out of bounds, and now a good opportunity for TA trying to get their first of the day. So we'll see a sub check on, or look to check on here in the next minute or so. TA again setting up in the back of the box and will run in. That cross blocked by Mason. Here's True. Her shot attempt was wide of the post. Arsenal will take off Hood. So Hood getting a break here for the Trojans. Belanger's touch puts the ball near the sideline off the foot of Corvo, so a throw in for the Knights. They'll let the subs check in, so back on is Natalia Rothwell and Madison Ayers. Off comes Annabelle Fournier for the Trojans. And number 12, that's Dubanowicz. For the Knights. Free kick for Emily Coleman at exactly midfield. Coleman's kick. A little bit short. Mason going to touch on it. Now here comes Noble. Looking for that through ball off the heel of True, but puts another one in. And now racing out is Lomax, who was able to clear away. Good job by Lomax to come out and play that ball. Now Corvo, tough touch there. Out of bounds, a throw in for the Knights. 2 more subs going on. This is Mackenzie Jordan for Noble and Hadley Stoddard for TA. Jessica Dow off.
Noble's played a little bit better, but TA's just gotten a foot on some of these passes, and Noble hasn't really threatened too much so far. Good decision by Lomax to come out and retrieve that one.
Out of bounds off the Knights on a throw in for TA. 12:03 to go in the first half. Still 0-0. And kicked out of bounds. This is a throw in for Noble. I don't know if I've seen more throw-ins in a game. This has been there's been a ton in this one, for both teams. Mostly TA, but also for Noble as well. Long touch there by Belanger, so Noble had a chance to clear it away. Coleman skies one to Arsenal. Good touch here by Myers, the Verge. It's out of bounds. Actually tried to kick it back in, so True will have a throw in near the TA bench. That throw off the head of Myers, the Verge, and then it went into the hands of Arsenal. They didn't call a handball, but it stays with Noble, so it's their throw, and this one past True. And good touch there by Hannah Perro, but Coleman was there before Perro could get to it. True couldn't keep it in bounds, so a throw in now for the Knights. Now Perro trying to run onto it. Coleman's touch clears it away. Now here's Rich. Rich didn't see the pressure coming. Good move by Sarah Rich to get the ball forward, looking for that pass. The through ball sending in Renee Gonville. Nice ball. Gonville trying to get onto it, but it's just too far.
Good defense on the throw-in on the other end. There were 3 defenders for TA compared to only 1 for Noble, and a great move by Sarah Rich. But
yeah, right idea, just a tough touch there for Sarah Rich. Here's Belanger coming back into the midfield. That one's a long pass to the far side. Stoddard, good job to run onto it. Stoddard puts a cross on over the keeper, and Gonville touches it in. Renee Gonville scores. I believe she got a piece of it. Maybe that was with Stoddard. Really nice job by Stoddard to put that one high over the net. And TA scores their first goal of the game.
And we're going to see the replay here. Ball just kicked to the back right corner, and Stoddard collects it and sends one, just putting pressure on the net, and we'll see if she gets a piece of it. It looked like she did with that left foot. One of the easiest goals she's going to have right in front of the net, and a great job by TA just putting the ball in front of the net, and good things are going to happen. And that's what you want to do as the first half is winding down here, less than 10 minutes. Finally get some points on the board.
Great job for Renee Gonville getting her first goal of the year. And the right time to get it too, as Stoddard was looking to send Gonville on the through ball. One out of bounds. So TA gets on the board here with 9 minutes to go in the first half. And Gonville gonna get a break here for the Trojans after scoring that goal. Here's Rich now trying to run onto it in the corner. Rich, a good job to save it. It looks like actually it's going to go off a Noble player, so a corner now for TA. Making opportunities for the Trojans as they lead now 1-0 with 8:20 to go. Just joining us, I'm Zach Tarenko here with Cole Purvis, Jeff Christianberry, and Troy Bolduc on camera. And looks like Corvo scores as she puts in another rebound. 2 new goal scorers for the Trojans. Gonville getting her first of the year, and now Corvo getting her first of the year off the corner. Didn't look like it was going to turn into much, but a really good play there.
And just like that, they open up the floodgates. 2 in less than 2 minutes as Corvo just taps in from right in front of the net, just like the Gonville goal a couple of minutes ago. Just come off of some really good shots from the corner, right in front of the net, giving your teammates an easy goal.
Number 22, Kaylee Corvo. Assist to number 2, Charlotte Belanger. Time of the goal, 31 minutes, 53 seconds of the first half. That is Corvo from Belanger.
Great play there by Corvo. TA getting some great opportunities, but also some great play from players that, maybe haven't made as much of an impact in the scoring or stat sheet.
Yeah.
It's great to see. And it shows you that sometimes you don't have to score all the goals, because these players have been helpful. Corvo and Gonville have had great seasons. Maybe, knowing that it's their first goal might make you think, oh, well, maybe they haven't, but it's good for them to finally get in the scoring sheet. As now here goes Belanger. Nice touch. Just too far. Belanger works through the defender, and they're going to call a foul on Belanger as a Noble player kind of bounced off of her.
Yeah, now they're playing with all the confidence in the world, just really attacking offensively more than they have this entire first half. I would be surprised if they can maybe add a third here before this first half is over.
Here's Perro. True trying to get back on Perro. Good defense there by Coleman. Trying to put it back in the box is Natalia Rothwell. Corvo helping out on defense to clear it out of bounds to throw in now for the Knights. So 2 very quick goals for TA. They now lead 2-0 over Noble. Perro trying to put it into the box. Good job by Lomax to come out and grab that one. Long kick from Lomax off a Noble defender. Now here goes Jowett. Good move by Jowett, and 3 defenders around her, so it's cleared out of bounds before she can get another touch. Be a throw in now for Stoddard. Corvo clears it. Out of bounds, a throw in now for the Knights. Noble trying to get the ball up into TA's defensive zone so they can get some opportunities as Corvo takes that throw in quickly away. Now giving it to Dow. Bought a little bit of curve on it, so Noble got a piece of it. Here's Jowett. Jowett trying to send it forward to Stoddard. Good job by Stoddard to pressure that ball, but Noble's able to clear it to midfield. Touch there off of what looked like Coleman's hand. Maybe not. No call there by the referee. They'll let it roll out of bounds, and now a throw in for Ayers on the far side of the field near the 40-yard line. Looks like 2 subs will check on Ada Littlefield for the first time for the Trojans, taking off Corvo, and number 21, Elsie Powers, for number 15, Alyssa Rodriguez. That ball will roll all the way down and out of bounds for a goal kick now. Actually, a throw in. It looked like the ball stayed in bounds. Noble trying to make some offense now. Looking for a through ball, but Hood defended that one well. This one sent right back to Coleman, and now Perro. But another good clear from Ayers. And here goes Jowett on the counterattack. Jowett gives it back to Belanger, who's played every minute of this first half so far. Great ball into Rich, but it's just too far And a good job by Comtois to come out for Noble.
Yeah, they're being aggressive, pushing the pace, trying to get one of these passes through, and haven't been able to chase one down for a goal yet, but the right idea.
4 minutes left. Here goes Pero. Layla True on defense. Good job by True to recover on that play. One of the things that she's done well so far. She's played the entire game as well. That's done a great job. That long throw finds its way to Dow, but was pressured from behind by Lauren Jordan. Good job by Hood. Getting the ball back up, but off the shin of Otash. Now here's Ayers. Ayers getting it forward to Dow. It's going to be Jowett. Jowett giving it back to Littlefield. Littlefield now on the far side to Stoddard. Now here comes TA looking to put some pressure on. Stoddard trying to use her speed on the far side. She does, but Otash is able to kick it away on a long touch by Stoddard. Now here's Jordan. Just trying to switch the field, but Hood got it. Now Dow, nice pass to Stoddard. Stoddard looking back to Dow in the midfield. Dow couldn't get a piece of it. Noble clears away again. Ayers fighting forward on the far side. Good job by Noble, but when one TA defender misses, another one pops up. Does a great job to help out. Belanger takes this one away. Down to 2 minutes in the first half. TA still with that 2-0 lead. Hood off the foot of a Noble player. They're going to say it stays with TA, so a throw-in for. Well, looks like that's going to be Noble throw-in. So the linesman here on the close side thought it was TA's possession, but the head referee decided otherwise. Now Layla True trying to turn and keep it forward for TA. That one doesn't even stay in bounds. So clear throw in this time for Noble.
Just keep playing good defense like you have the entire first half. Just over a minute left. Don't want Noble to get anything easy here.
Pero puts it off of True out of bounds, so a throw in now for Rothwell. Rothwell goes short to Molly Mason. Mason trying to cut back, but cut into pressure. And so Hood trying to take it away. This one off of Mason and a throw in deep in their own zone. Under a minute to go now in the first half. Here's Rich. Keeps it in bounds. Good, trying to get a good move here. Nice move on Rothwell. Rich again moving through two defenders, and now another one. Got through three. That ball was looking at Dow, but just barely got a piece of it.
Now you're seeing the skill of Sarah Rich clearly here. Getting through multiple defenders all around her. They missed her last game, and they get her back now, and she's really facilitating some offense here.
Sarah Rich making the defenders look silly here.
Yep.
On this sideline. This one will be a goal kick, and with 10 seconds to go, that should just about do it for the first half. TA 2 goals in the first half from Renee Gonville first, and then right after Kaylee Corvo. TA has a nice 2-0 lead as we go into halftime. We'll take a break here on TA TV. Be back for some halftime thoughts and the rest of action here at Hill Stadium.
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? What, Dad? Is this your room? YTAMs? Expand your knowledge base and gain some valuable experience in upper level classes. At TA Middle School, students who qualify are able to take classes at the upper school as an 8th grader. Whether it's in the arts or math or science, some students achieve academic standing to take a class or two with freshmen at Thornton Academy. This experience can prepare students for the rigors of the upper school, but also get them familiar with the campus and lifestyle that comes with TA. Students who take classes early at the upper school can get on track to achieve the highest academic offerings and standards we have to offer on campus. Learn more about YTAMs at thorntonacademy.org/TAMs.
YTAMs, respect, responsibility, compassion, investment. At TA Middle School, our pillars are the cornerstone of our school community. We do not simply have our pillars written on our walls. They are part of the fabric of everyday life at TAMS. Student recognitions are based on the pillars. Our consequences are based on the pillars. We spend considerable time with our students helping them define and understand what our pillars mean and what they look like in our school community. Our pillars provide students with a foundation to help them grow socially, emotionally, and navigate through what can sometimes be an awkward and difficult stage of adolescence. Our goal at TAMS is to help students become respectful, responsible, compassionate, and invested young adults in the classroom, on the playing field, and on the stage. Our pillars embody who we are and who we want to be. Learn more about why TAMS at thorntonacademy.org/TAMS.
Why TAMS? Partly as a reaction to the time lost and disruptions during the pandemic, the staff at TA Middle School is committed to getting our students back on track in the core subjects. This is why the school has decided to ensure all 6th grade students take at least one math and one English language arts class every single day. Emphasizing these two bedrock curriculums puts our students on a path back to success as we come out of the pandemic. Together, we can prepare our 6th graders for the rigor of their later years of middle school and on to Thornton Academy Upper School. Learn more about why TAMS at thorntonacademy.org/TAMS.
Welcome back to Hill Stadium. Halftime is just concluding. If you are just joining us, I'm Zach Tarenko here with Cole Purvis, Jeff Christianberry, and Troy Bolduc here on TATV. The girls soccer team is beating Noble right now 2-0 in this preliminary round matchup. For number 6 versus number 11. TA got some goals late, pretty quickly there, late in the game, or excuse me, late in the first half from Kaylee Corvo and Renee Gonville. TA really been dominant overall. Cole, looking at the first half, how do you think that might transition TA or Noble in the second half, and what they might, how this game might end up?
Well, I think it was a solid first half. It took until like the 32-minute mark for them to get their first goal, and their goals were both from point-blank range, and it was two goal scorers, Gonville and Corvo, who aren't their primary goal scorers, so that proves that, if you're at the right place at the right time, you can tap one in for an easy goal, and that's what they did. They just need to have the same approach in the second half, just putting pressure on the net, just sending one towards the net when you have a corner kick, and their back line of their defense has been great, just clearing everything, and solid in both phases of the game. And now they'll flip the field. TA will go the other way and try and extend this lead here and get to the next round.
Skull just said TA now going left to right in your screen, and Noble going right to left. Here's Stoddard looking for a pass, tries to find it inside to Dow, and Noble did a good job to block that one away. Now trying to clear it out.
Hey, good things have happened for TA when Stoddard gets the ball in the corner. She beat her defender one-on-one and sent a pass into the box for Dow. Good look for TA.
Rich tried a shot, didn't have much power on it, so Comtois can make the save.
Big day of sports for TA. Football team travels on the road to Standish to take on Bonnie Eagle, and the boys soccer team will go to Wyndham as the underdog in a playoff matchup and try and fend off elimination.
That one's high in the air, looking for a rebound. Technical difficulties there. Our halftime graphic didn't seem to get switched off when the half started, so if you missed the action there for the first minute or so, we apologize. It's a long pass, but Ayers ends up getting it, and it'll go out of bounds before she getting a touch on it, so it'll be a Noble throw. This time for number 12, Dubanovic. Nice clear there from Belanger. Stoddard couldn't get a good touch on it. Neither could Rodriguez for Noble. Corvo clears it out before Noble can get a good attack going, so they'll have a throw in now. So it was going to Ava Lines. Good defense by TA. Now this one's cleared out of bounds, so another throw in for Noble. They'll play a little more aggressive here in the start of the second half. Another great touch there by Belanger to clear it out to the defense. This one to Otash. Rich switches it to Jowett. Jowett looks for the pass. This one finds its way to Stoddard. Now Stoddard going one-on-one with Rodriguez. Stoddard puts the cross on. Dow got a nice touch, and she scores. Jessica Dow scores with a nice touch. I think it went off of her leg. And TA gets goal number 3. Just 3 minutes and 53 seconds into the second half.
You're seeing how they run their offense here. They get the ball to Stoddard in the corner on the near side, and she sends a pass in. Saw the same thing a couple minutes ago. They got a good look as she tried to send one into Dow in the box, and they do the same thing again. A little bit of an awkward touch, not really a clean strike, but still got it in the goal. Snuck it in past the goalie, and it's 3-0 TA.
Here's Lines now. Noble moving the ball up.
Thornton a goal scored by number 21, Jessica Dow. Assistant number
And
6.
Dow with her second consecutive game with a goal.
7 on the year for Dow.
That is Dow from Stoddard at 3.
That's pretty impressive to have 7 on the year, but
Yeah.
also she missed the first 4 or 5 games of the year. So,
Wow.
so she had 6 in the regular season and I think only 7 or 8 games.
I believe that's Stoddard's second assist. Had one in the first half too.
Off of Layla True's leg, so a throw in now for Noble. Looking to find the pass inside, and it's tipped away quickly.
And one thing that I've noticed really interesting about high school soccer is that obviously there's no extra time and the clock doesn't stop when the ball goes out of bounds. So you can take as much time as you want, especially with a lead when you're trying to run down the clock. You can take as much time as you want getting the ball thrown in or kicked in from out of bounds. And so it's interesting to see how teams strategize and a little bit of gamesmanship as we talked about last time. Some teams might try and milk the clock a little bit. But if you're Noble, you obviously want to get the ball in as fast as possible and get play rolling.
Definitely, I think it's something that could be a little more frustrating because, especially when games are close, but I mean, that's what gamesmanship is. It's all about, you're being competitive, but, you're not, playing in a way that's cheating at all, but you're using different aspects of the game to your advantage.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. And the fact that we don't have any extra time, so there's no need to worry about, injuries or how much time there might be in between a corner or so. That's a nice move there by Stoddard. She's trying to go into the corner. And it's off of Noble. So Stoddard has a throw here.
He defended it well that time. I think going back to the point from earlier, sometimes you have a good flow on offense and you don't really want to ruin that, so you want to keep the pace up and just get it in as soon as possible. So I think there is a good thing, even with a lead, to getting it in quicker.
It's a foul called there on Corvo, who got hit pretty hard. It's just kind of went underneath one of the players. Oh, actually, it's going to be a foul on Corvo, I guess. It seemed like Corvo was the one that got hit, but maybe not, as here's Stoddard going over to Rich. Good touch there from Morrill before Rich could get to it. Now Rich running onto it on the far side. Defended by Morrill. Trying to cut back, good move, looks for the cross. And Morrill just kick it out of bounds, and not sure if that was best idea as TA will get another corner. They scored off a corner earlier. They'll let Belanger take it, and Stoddard will go over quickly. They'll give a short pass. Stoddard getting through 2 defenders. She's pushed off, and no call as she went down. Layla True will let it go out of bounds, and they're going to say she kicked it off of True when it was rolling out, so Noble throw in. Quickly Noble gets up the field. Here's Molly Mason. Nice outside of the foot pass, looking for Dubanowicz. Inside, here's Jordan, but True takes it away and gets it to Rich. Nice pass. Rich slows it down, allowing some of her teammates to get up, but also trying to go one-on-one. Nice move, trying to get by Morrill. Rich, another nice move, just trying to go one-on-one with Morrill.
Well defended by Noble. Priority for Sarah Rich is clearly to go one-on-one, and they take it away with 2 defenders around her. Now TA will try and get it back into the middle of the field more.
Drew switching it over to Corvo, but it was just short. Ayers is able to recover off her foot and out of bounds. So a throw in for Noble. See a sub come on. This is Myers, Thaverge, and Amelie Probst for the Trojans. Throwing now here for Noble. Molly Mason trying to get a touch on it. Out of bounds before Coleman touches, so a goal kick now for the Trojans. Just about to hit the 30-minute mark, with that 3-0 lead. They scored earlier in the second half, that one from Jessica Dow. This one blocked, so it went backwards, but Ayers was able to get it. Good defense here from Ava Lines. Ava Lines and Ayers going at it. Noble trying to get the ball into the box. Ball gets out to Stoddard. Stoddard tries to touch off the leg of a Noble player, so she'll have a quick throw in. This one going to Dow. Rodriguez put it out of bounds, so started another throw off the head of Rodriguez. In the air, Stoddard and Jowett going at it. Good touch by Belanger. Rodriguez now up to Ayers. Prompts inside to Belanger. Belanger with the left foot was looking for the long ball pass to Rich on the far side. Hood takes it away, gives it back to Coleman. Coleman tried one on the ground. It got blocked originally, and then she tapped it out of bounds as pressure was mounting. So a throw in now for Noble. That one's off of Noble, putting the cross into the box. Trying to get a shot on, and it's wide. Good positioning there from Ava Lomax. Really the best chance of the day for Noble.
Yeah, for sure. And Lomax didn't have to make a save on it, but just put herself in the right spot to force that shot to go out wide. And fortunate for TA to make another stop. Still no goals on the board for Noble, excuse me.
Here is Molly Mason. Mason tries the short pass. This is one of the things that TA has struggled with, especially in some of the late games of the season, is when they're up, especially by a few goals, and you can start to feel a little bit more comfortable in the game. They start to make more mistakes, and as much as having a lead like this, you know, and the way the game has gone could be a sign of where the game is going, giving up a lot of pressure and opportunities is never good, especially when you get into the playoffs. You know, going into a game most likely going to play Wyndham next week, if they have a lead, you know, even in the second half, you can't let up on any pressure that you have or any momentum that you're playing with, because some teams will not give you any opportunity at it. As a nice touch there by Dow, and Jowett scores. Dow with a little touch pass to Jowett. Comtois came out, and Joe was able to sneak it past. Now Jowett gets her second goal in 2 games, and TA, as I was talking about not letting up pressure, they score very quickly. It's now 4-0.
Yeah, momentum's a real thing in the playoffs, and you don't want Noble to get any, so El Jowett with another goal, had one last game and puts one in the net here to make it 4-0 TA. And yeah, if you let Noble score there, which they almost did, they could get on a roll pretty quickly. And I know 3 goals is a pretty comfortable lead, but still anything could happen. And TA denies them and gets one on the other end.
Thornton Academy goal scored by number 8, L. Jowett. Assist by number 21, Jessica Dow.
You were saying last time, 3 goals is really when you have a comfortable lead. 'Cause if you have 2, you don't want to take your starters out or start playing not as hard or anything. And they had a comfortable lead, and now even more of a lead with a 4-0 advantage, looking to cruise to the next round here.
Yeah, it looks like both Stoddard and Rich getting a break on the bench, and Rich putting on a sweatshirt. You know, that might just be a sign of it's pretty cold on the field, but maybe it's also a sign that she might be getting a break for the rest of the game. I mean, we talked about this earlier in the past few games, that Rich has been out the last few weeks. It seemed like almost what you might call for the professional, at the professional level, maintenance, like a maintenance day or a maintenance game where, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, might be a little bit of a, you know, an injury, or just may not be at 100% for the game, so they take a break, and, you know, might be a sign that Rich is dealing with some kind of injury as has been taken out, but she's seemed good the way she played today. Noble trying to get an opportunity here. Nice move by Belanger, and now Belanger trying to work forward with some speed. The through ball going to Renee Gonville, but it was rolling too far, and it ended up over the line and out of bounds. Another sub checking on for Noble. This is number 20, Katie Barker. Off goes number 4, Olivia Morrill. Bouncing around, good job by Belanger. Jowett inside to Dow. Dow giving it off to Belanger. Nice cut by Belanger. Back to Dow. Dow back to Belanger. Trying to put one into the box. That's off Rodriguez. Looked like it went off her arm, but they're gonna let it go. Arsenal not getting it back in the box to Dow. Dow, good defense. T with some good passing right now in the midfield, trying to get an opportunity. Arsenal back to Belanger. Belanger putting a shot on. This one's wide, but some great passing there from TA.
Yeah.
To get that chance at a shot.
It's been impressive ball movement, and it starts with Jessica Dow in the middle, and her and Charlotte Belanger were playing pass for a second, and they had good opportunity there. So we have a player down, and again, check out Trojan Talk if you have not seen it. It is up on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We talked about a lot of stuff this morning because there are a lot of different topics, but one thing that we didn't talk about is the NHL released some new jerseys yesterday, and I want to get your thoughts on this. The Bruins have a pretty cool one, in my opinion, but what do you think the best one is, and what do you think about the Bruins' new jersey?
Well, Cole, you want to see something funny? I made a list of my.
Of course.
I ranked them all, 1 to 32. So my favorite is. I'll show you a picture right now. My favorite is the Oilers. I like the Bruins. I think a black jersey with yellow armbands would have been nicer, but. So I liked Edmonton's just because I thought that was a cool logo and a cool color scheme. But a couple teams did like the light blue. It's tough because some teams have certain logos that aren't considered retro, or like the Kraken didn't really have a retro jersey to go to because they're a new team.
Yeah.
If you don't really know what the concept is, it's called reverse retros, and it's the second time they've done it. And so they take a retro jersey from the team and they reverse the colors, or they reverse the logos, or they can reverse both. As here's Joe with a good chance at a shot, and that one's wide, just wide of the post. But it's a cool kind of way to make a team get have another alternate jersey, and most teams are wearing them for 4 or 5 games. But trust me, when those jerseys drop on NHLShop.com, I am buying one immediately.
Which player?
That's the tough
Assuming you get, are you getting Bruins or?
I'm getting Bruins. I have a couple players already. I don't want to get a player that's just going to retire, so I'm not going to go get a Bergeron or a Krejci.
Yeah.
I'll probably go McAvoy or Hampus Lindholm. Probably Charlie McAvoy because I like McAvoy.
Well, I love the Bruins. I think I saw some lists on the internet yesterday, and they had the Bruins a little bit too low. I saw the Bruins at 16 on one list, and I think the Bruins might be top 5. Maybe I'm
For
biased.
the jerseys?
Yeah, maybe I'm
Yeah.
biased, but trying to think. I think the Florida Panthers was kind of the consensus favorite. They
Yeah.
had like a beach thing on the front of their jersey.
With the light blue. That was those. I like that color scheme. It's cool.
I
yeah.
thought San Jose had a pretty underrated one.
Yeah, that one's a very, very, very old jersey. That one's got a funny story. So that jersey was worn by the Sharks in their first season, and it didn't originally say Sharks on it. It said Seals, because their alternate was a seal. It was very, very weird. So I think what they did was they just changed the name to Shark, put the Sharks in the front, and they kind of update the colors a little bit. But if you do want to buy one, Cole, I'll tell you this much. Or I don't know if you want to, or if anybody else here wants to buy one, buy them now, because after the season's over, you cannot find them anywhere. The last time that they did reverse retros, I ended up buying one pretty early, but now you can't find any of them online. You can't buy them in stores. They just don't sell them anymore. It's like a limited sale kind of thing.
I love talking about jerseys, and especially alternate jerseys. I think we should have a full segment of Trojan Talk dedicated to jerseys, because I have a lot of opinions on them. And the NFL is making some new one. Well, not new, but of course the Patriots wore their red throwbacks a couple weeks ago, and the NBA does it every year with the new city jerseys, and the Celtics wore the Bill Russell jerseys the other night, and every team has one.
You know what we'll do, Cole? One of these days for Trojan Talk, all we'll do is we'll talk about the TA sports. We'll give some updates, and then we'll talk about jerseys in each sport. We'll rank or give our favorites, things that we think have been terrible in the last 2 years. And we'll do it just for you, so you can talk about. And you know what I'll do? I will trash on the terrible red Patriot jerseys. Terrible, terrible. Yeah, I know, Mr.
Hey,
Paulson.
feel free to type some boos in the chat right now.
I just got muted.
No,
Are you kidding me?
He deserved everything. That's awful.
No.
They are so nice. The red is so
awful.
clean.
Red is terrible.
Wow.
The white. Did I just get someone who's commented? Oh, Jake Paulette. I think the glow in the dark Vegas jersey. Oh, okay. Yeah. So no bias. Some of you may know Jake Paulette. He was used to. He was here and graduated from TA. He's also helped us out on TATV. He likes the Vegas Golden Knights, and so he told us his favorite jersey was Vegas, the new Vegas ones, which are glow in the dark, but they don't look good when they're glow in the dark. So
I think the best. How could you not think the Chargers have the best jerseys in the NFL, especially the powder blues and the yellows? The worst jerseys, though, and the team that needs an upgrade ASAP is the Arizona Cardinals, especially their away jerseys. They have that weird red on the top with the last name, and then the white. They wore their black alternates last night, which are they're okay, definitely better than their regular jerseys.
I'm trying to think of another team that I think has a bad jersey combination. I don't even know. I like the Patriots. I'm telling you, I like their jerseys. And here's the thing: the Reds aren't like garbage. They're not my least favorite. I just think that the whole thing with I like how the NFL started doing color rush jerseys, like more prominent primary and secondary colors. Like you look at the specifically the Vikings, they're all purple with the nice gold or yellow. I don't know if it's more gold or yellow. I like those. I think that the jerseys would look so much better with with a red helmet. A red helmet would look so much better.
Everybody is against you, so that should be saying something.
And I gotta tell you, Mrs. Ford is one of my English teachers, and she just told me, "Really, Zach, boo." Well, you know what, Mrs. Ford, I don't know what to tell you. These jerseys, the white helmets makes no sense. The logo, I get it. It's a retro logo. I actually think it's kind of cool, but the white helmet, it's too many colors. It doesn't look good, and I just don't like it at all.
Since when is white too many colors? It's literally white.
No,
It's
no.
neutral.
Like, no, I meant like the whole
Just red, white, and
uniform.
blue. I
The
think
whole
I think it
uniform.
looks so clean.
No, not at all. This is blasphemy. Back to the game at hand. We will get into this on an episode of Trojan Talk, Cole. Don't you worry.
Okay.
As TA still leads 4-0, 17:25 to go in the second half. Looks like the backup keeper is warming up for TA. Here's Stoddard. To Dow, just too far, out of her reach. Stoddard will have a throw in. We'll see some subs come on. So Layla True will check off. Oh, wait, have a second. I got to give you one more jersey I hate is when the Bulls tried to do a St. Patrick's Day jersey and they did a full green jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And the outline of the colors was just a darker green of the like the logo and the font. Worst jersey I've ever seen in my life was the Chicago Bull, like the red Chicago Bull logo on a all green jersey. That's terrible. That was terrible. Throw in now for the Noble Knights.
I'm trying to think of the best jersey. Don't know.
It's tough. There are a lot of good ones, and all over the sports.
And college football, everybody's obviously going to say Oregon, but it does get a little bit annoying because they switch it up like every single week.
That's true.
And then they get made fun of for having like more jerseys than wins and stuff like that. They have a million different ones, and they definitely look cool, but it's a little bit too much. They have a little bit too many alternates, I would say.
That's true. Littlefield tried to block that one down.
And then a couple years ago, I don't think they still do this, but the NBA let each team that made the playoffs from the prior season get a new alternate jersey. It was only, I forget what they called them. It was like, I don't know, but it was only the teams that made the playoffs got a new alternate jersey.
Here goes Perro. Nice move by Coleman. Perro into the box. The shot. And a save by the keeper.
New keeper into the game makes a save.
Not listed on our roster. I believe it might be Cora Culver. But a great save there on the first real breakaway chance for the Noble Knights.
I'm still laughing at Zach getting his mic turned off.
Well, I also got booed here in the booth too, which is
You're wrong. That's the thing. They're so good. I don't understand.
shout out to Miss Ford though. You know, I'm sad that she booed me, which, you know, hurts my feelings a little bit. But shout out to Mrs. Ford, who is our senior. I don't know what the position's called, but I think she's like the senior class advisor. I think that's is that what you call it? Student council advisor. I'm pretty sure she does stuff with the senior class. I'm not sure what that position's called, but shout out to her because great teacher and does a lot of great stuff in the TA community. Here's Dow. Gives it off to Arsenal. You know, you guys just can't handle my takes.
Yeah, I think we have to discuss how long the suspension's going to be.
Suspension? What? On my last soccer game of my TATV career, I'm getting suspended. All right, but while we have a second, I want to give a quick shout out to Miss Ford again. A little fun fact here is that she was also Mr. Christianberry's teacher a long time ago. Well, not sorry, not too long ago, just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's not a long time. No, you look great, Mr. Christianberry. Oh Lord, corner kick now for the Trojans. It'll be Belanger. Into the box.
Wow.
A save there. The keeper is down. I think Corvo ran into the keeper, and so Comtois is down.
That's just tough. You're losing 4-0 in the playoffs. It's going to be the end of your season. All you hope for is no injury, so we hope she's okay.
Take a break here on TATV. Be back for the rest of the game.
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
We're back here on TATV. I don't even, guys. I need some help up here in the booth. I am being flamed by my co-broadcaster here, but also our tech guy and our camera guy. Wouldn't be surprised if some people in the stands start getting into it with me. Dow's getting a foul called on her there, so it'll be a free kick for Noble. But at this moment, TA leads 4-0 with 12 to go. Nice to see that the keeper is okay for Noble. Just maybe a little bit winded there after that hit. Looks like TA will most likely be able to hold on to this game. So Cole, while we have a second, looking at how TA played in this game, what might they have to do differently? Or even looking at this game, but also this season, what might they have to do differently if they want to play well against a team like Wyndham?
Well, today was a pretty good day. They played well defensively and offensively, but I think sometimes and we haven't seen, this hasn't really come to bite them much because they've won these last 2 games that we've broadcasted here, but some of these long shots, I think they have to work the ball into the box a little bit more and get an easy tap-in goal instead of these long shots from 20-plus yards out, way outside of the box. They haven't been super productive, and it's a little bit of a low percentage play, so that's the only thing. But really, I think they played very well, and this is a team that if you're one of these higher seeds like Wyndham, Scarborough, or Gorham, TA is not a team that you want to play. So they're going to be a tough out, and it should be a good game when they play Wyndham, we assume, on Tuesday, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you look back to last year and when they played Scarborough. I mean, TA was in that game as a clear underdog, and they scored a pretty neat goal early on. It was a great shot, great opportunity. There's a long shot on the goal just wide. They scored early and then really just held on until when Scarborough tied the game, and then they scored really late in the game and just were able to hold on. And Scarborough was like really stunned. Like I remember there was a lot of people at that game, and Scarborough, like the players stayed on the field after the game, like didn't move because they were so shocked because TA just kind of came out of nowhere to win that game. So it's possible. They've done it before, and I mean I would say that this team is just as good, if not better, than last year's team. As here comes Gonville, really great ball pass there from Arsenal. I want to quickly say that the TA backup keeper that's in right now is Olivia Fredrickson. Not listed on our roster, but had a nice save earlier and has been playing as the backup in the last few weeks for TA. This one, a save by Fredrickson. She'll have a chance to clear it away. Arsenal off the foot of a Noble defender, offensive player, and Perro tried to get there, but it was out of bounds before she could get to it. Trying to get inside. Ayers able to block it down. And second ball in the field. Hood looking for the through ball. Was out of bounds before it could reach Gonville. It's also one of the nice things that TA's had in this game, but also in the senior night game, is they've had ball girls. People that, which is really nice in a playoff game, especially, I know TA's not down on this game and hasn't really felt any need to rush or kind of play quickly, but let's just pretend that they were down in this game. It would have been a really awesome time to have ball girls or people who can go run the, get the balls really quick and keep the play going, because, as we said before, no added time to when the clock hits 0, the game is over.
Yeah, certainly.
Under 8 to go in the game. It's just hit 6 o'clock. So if you're watching this broadcast, it might be almost time to head over to Bonnie Eagle if you're going to watch the football game. I believe Bonnie Eagle's broadcasting that one. That's on. I'm not sure what the handle is, but I believe if you look them up on YouTube.
BETV.
Yeah, BETV Sports. They are broadcasting the game. So if you want to watch it from the nice, warm comfort of your home, you can do that as well.
Of course. This coming Thursday, we have a game against Sanford.
Yes, we
football. Senior night.
That'll be a big night.
Thursday night football.
Fournier tried to put it back in the box. Probst. Hood. Bouncing around, no one can really seem to keep possession, but now here goes Noble. Trying to get back into Perro. Perro getting by the first defender, but Coleman standing her ground, and then Littlefield getting a touch as it goes out of bounds. Looks like another TA player is going to step on for the first time. This is Bogardus. We'll look to check on here in the next few minutes. This will be a corner for Noble. This is only their second corner of the day. Trying to get a touch on it. That shot blocked. Good block there by Jowett. Rich trying to turn. Trying to find a pass. She has it now, but guarded by 3 defenders and got it out to Jowett. Now Jowett has Stoddard. Jowett with a big touch, but good job by Otash with defense. Jowett still trying to go with it. It's going to be out of bounds. And it will now be a throw-in for Noble on the far side of the field.
That one a little too far in front of her to retrieve, and now some subs will come on for TA. Get some playing time for the freshmen and sophomores who maybe don't play as much.
If you missed it yesterday, the TA girls volleyball team had a playoff matchup, a home matchup versus Bonnie Eagle. It was probably one of the best games they've played all year, is what I heard. They were up 2-1 in sets then. The Bonnie Eagle won a nail biter in set 4 to tie it up, and then the 5th set TA lost 15-7. It was a really good game overall. Sounds like Bonnie Eagle had a really awesome performance from one of their setters, who I believe is like 6'3" or 6'4". And so TA unfortunately lost, but a great season for the volleyball team. And one less team who is, unfortunately, one less team who is playing in the playoffs for TA Sports. down to boys soccer, who's currently playing in Wyndham right now. Field hockey team who's playing next week versus Noble. That'll be away. And then girls soccer obviously looks like they're going to capture this one, so they'll be at Wyndham next Tuesday. And then boys football will, I think at this point, there's no chance they won't make the playoffs. But it's just determining on where they'll stand. They win tonight at Bonnie Eagle. The boys football team secures the number 2 spot, which would give them a bye in the first round. Then they just have one semifinal game and then the state championship.
Can't wait for that. This could be a potential. Well, this could be the first game of 2 between TA and Bonnie Eagle tonight, because Bonnie Eagle could have to travel here for the semifinal, but it could very easily be Scarborough too.
Yeah, it looks like Scarborough and Bonnie Eagle are going to be the only 2 teams really up there. I mean, I think maybe Lewiston or Edward Little might be able to sneak through, but Scarborough looks like a pretty solid number 3 seed. I mean, since the first few games of the season, they've really picked it up. They've been scoring a lot of points. Obviously, you know, the only time TA played them was the first game of the season. So
yeah, and both teams have gotten better since
yeah,
that time.
It's tough to look at a team off the first matchup of the year. And TA won 35-0, and it was a great game for them. But again, like you just said, both teams, especially I would say TA, has improved since that point.
Yeah, I think TA would be able to have the advantage in both those games. Scarborough's offense was just not good against TA in that first game of the season, so I think they would take care of that pretty well.
2.5 to go in the game. Here's Hood. It's getting a little chillier here at Hill Stadium. I know I said this on Georgia Talk this morning, but I had to scrape my car for the first time, and it was maybe that's just where I live. I don't know if you guys scraped your cars this morning. Really? It's just me.
I have a garage.
Oh. Well, I have a garage too, but my parents don't let me use it because it's a 2-car, so I'm the odd one out.
Yep.
Yeah, Cole, you still driving the minivan?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? You think that's funny?
On air too.
No. And no, listen. You think I'm making fun of him, but I'm actually not, because before I bought my own car, I drove my mom's old gold minivan, like actually gold. And so I know the days of driving the minivan. It's not fun, but it's a bonding thing. It's not I'm making fun of you, Cole, because trust me, I drove in a minivan for a long time.
No, I'm just glad that I have a car.
Yes.
I couldn't care less that
Yeah.
it's a minivan. You gotta embrace it.
Yep. Someday you'll outgrow it. Or what happened to mine was it died, and so I needed a new car because it was pretty old and had gone through a lot of wear and tear. Good chance here for Noble, but it's blocked out, and it will end up as a corner as we're under a minute to go here. So,
Zach, what do you think the chances that Noble scores 4 goals in 37 seconds here?
I don't know if that's ever been done in history before. That would be a sight to see. They would need this first one here on the corner. Into the box. Got a header. And blocked out by Fredrickson. The rebound.
Oh, how did they not score that?
Bouncing on the line. Fredrickson got a tap on it, but nobody really could get a good chance off.
You know, I would say that's probably going to do it.
Yeah, as we hit now 6 seconds to go.
I don't know how that didn't go in, though.
Yeah, and that will roll out of bounds. And so Thornton Academy secures the first playoff win of this season. They will move on to play number 3. That is Wyndham at Wyndham next week. Tuesday, we'll get the time for you when it arises. But for now, TA with a nice 4-0 win over Noble. And unfortunately, Noble season comes to an end, but TA moves on and we'll have another game. That's going to do it here from Hill Stadium. I'm Zach Taranko with Cole Purvis, Jeff Christianberry, and Troy Bullock on TATV saying thank you for watching. The Patriots' red uniforms are not nice, and we will see you all on next Thursday for boys football versus Sanford on senior night. Have a great night, everybody.